I don't have my window open. Let me go over here and open the window. Let me open the window. Don't have my window open. There you go. Now I got the window open. Don't have on my soul glow. Just let your soul. Don't knock yourself out, Tim. Soul glow. Got my soul glow on now. How y'all doing, man? If this first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbit, I still want to say welcome, but I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in, hanging out with me and my homeboy back here. His name is Spidey. He's chilling by the window, and I do not have my phone. What it? One of y'all bring my cell phone out the living room, please. I forgot I said I was going to start live streaming on Instagram once again. Live streaming on Instagram again. I left my phone in the living room while my son bring me my phone. Let's see who in the chat. Here to learn to share. What's going on? What's going on? SJ in the chat. Oh, my sweetie in the chat. Hey, baby. How you doing? What's up, Father of Legends? Appreciate that, son. What's going on, Marcia? You remind me of a West Side Story. Yeah. Instagrammy. What's up, son? What's going on, Erica? What's going on, Stacks? Angela? Pamela? I see y'all up in here, man. Trying to go live. Shout out to Gang Gang. Y'all shop the new TLR.com if you want to get you a iPhone case, or if you want to get you a shirt, the new TLR.com. I appreciate everybody that support the channel in a financial way, be it through channel memberships or be it through buying merch. I appreciate y'all. It is absolutely unnecessary, but I really appreciate it. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. It needs a new tube. It needs it. Something's wrong with the tube. Who seen Master P throwback movie? I can't remember what it was called, but it was like, it needs a new tube. What's that, Master P? The guy, he was like, it needs a new tube. There's something wrong with the tube. Yeah, man. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers C. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day, and I talk about the price action dealing with the S&P 500. Why do I choose to get on Al Gore's internet and talk about the price action? Because I want to help someone like you, and even you, if you happen to be on IG, you get your aha moment when it comes to trade and invest in all things stock market. I primarily deal with the SP 500, but I try to keep a mindset of all of the other indexes so I can figure out what's exactly happening with the price action. You hear me? Oh, yeah, and I primarily trade ICT concepts. So if you do not trade ICT concepts, and if you don't want to hear anybody talking about ICT concepts, can someone please let them know what's over there? Right over there. Right over there. Someone let them know what's over there, please, for me. Michelle Taco. What's up, Robinson? Rich Genius. Tume. What's going on? Yes, it is. I appreciate that, Stacks, man. Hey, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about the price action. Before we get into the price action, I went back after I took a very well-needed nap. Let me stop sharing the screen for a second. Let me see what the kick dot look like on the live stream. I ain't never seen the kick dot on the live stream. Let me see what the kick dot look like on the live stream. Y'all hold on. Y'all know how I get when I get down a rabbit hole. I want to see what the kick dot look like on the live stream. Come on. Why my thing dragging now? Open. Oh, there it is. I ain't never seen a kick. Never seen a kick out on the live stream. That's I ain't never seen the kick down on the live stream. The kick down, it looked good on the live. Cause this is what it looked like to me. That's what the kick down looked like to me. Right there. It just says kicked out, kicked out, kicked out. That's all it just Hey man. Hey, y'all know I ain't got good sense, man. Hey, I I got a couple notes. I didn't finish watching ICT whole live stream, but I got a couple notes that I want to share with the cousins and anybody else who just don't have the stomach for sitting through his videos. I haven't finished the whole live stream yet, but I got a couple notes that I wrote down. Some stuff I wrote down that just I felt like, hey, I want to write this down to share it with the people, right? So the first thing I wrote down that I want to share with the people was on days after holidays, the morning is typically low probability, right? And what does that mean in little Tim Rogers' head? So if I know we got a day coming up after a holiday and the morning sessions are typically low probability, that means know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to sit out. If you're not getting your, why does this want to, how is that hiding that from stacks? Some of y'all see some of the stuff like it show up like this right here, right? And it says the message has been held for review. Let me see what this is. Show. It's just a salute and a racing flag. It was a salute and a racing flag, and they were blocking it. It does that sometimes. Like, it be the weirdest stuff that it be trying to block. And I don't know why. It was a salute and a racing flag. Why block that? Anyway, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Know if you're not, don't force nothing, pretty much. Don't force nothing. On days after holidays, don't jump out there trying to force anything. Don't try to chase anything. It's typically low probability, meaning you're not going to have like great setups. It ain't going to be high probability liquidity runs. It's not going to be low resistance liquidity runs. There's not going to be a true direction between it. And if you notice, like whenever, like in the morning time, I try to remember to say it, but when I check for divergence, when I be like, we got heavy divergence going on, we got this one lead and that one lead and that one doing this, and it always be usually the ES is the red-headed stepchild in the middle. When I be saying stuff like that, that's when I'm looking at the divergence, and that's when it's a low probability environment, right? That's a low probability environment. But Tim, why do you say that's a low probability environment? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers, right? So the ES, the NQ, and the YM, they typically move in tandem. They typically move lockstep. They typically are correlated, right? They typically are correlated, and not meaning tick for tick, but meaning if one is making lower lows, the other two are making lower lows. If one is making higher highs, the other two are making higher highs. Now you may have one that's a strength leader or a weakness leader, excuse me, but they're typically correlated. And when there's divergence, right, the Dow is failing to make a lower low, but the ES, the Dow is failing to make a lower low. The NQ running lows like 90 going north, and the ES is the red-headed stepchild in the middle, like I always be talking. That's low probability. That's a low probability run, right? When all three are taking sell side, or taking buy side, the probability becomes higher because they're all moving in the same direction. And you know what I'm saying, it's more likely to be a low resistance liquidity run and more highly probable setups where, okay, it's evident we're going to get that sell side because everybody is constantly taking out sell side, or it's evident that we're going to get that buy side because everybody is constantly taking out buy side on the lower time frames, right? So days after holidays, the morning session is typically low probability, and then we could see that today because we had like divergence. We had heavy divergence, right? You want to look at other indexes or other markets if you trade anything other besides indexes. Like I trade indexes. So if you trade anything besides indexes, you want to look at other indexes, right? Okay, Tim, I don't trade futures, I trade options. How can that help me? I'm glad you asked that question. Man, ICT said something today. I should have wrote it down. It was a name. You know how I got Risky Randy and Reckless Rachel. He said something today. Retail Randy. That man said Retail Randy today. That man got Retail Randy and Bob and Carl from accounting. I don't know what Carl and accounting did to ICT, but boy, I tell you, now he got Retail Randy. All right, so if you only trade, if just say you trade options or you only trade shares, right? How can you use that information of looking at other indices or other markets, right? If you trade a name that's highly correlated with the ES, right? You can use that where if just say it's highly correlated to the ES and it moved lockstep with the ES, right? You can use looking at the dollar to support your thesis, right? If you got something that's highly correlated to the ES, meaning if it's going lockstep with ES going up, or SPY, S&P, whatever you look at to track the ES. If you look at the SPX, you look at the SPY, you look at the ES, whatever you look at to track the S&P 500. If you trade something that's lockstep with the S&P 500, you can look at the dollar to support your thesis, right? Because the dollar and the S&P 500 are inversely correlated, so you can use the dollar to support your thesis, right? You can also use the ES or the SPX as a relative strength gauge with your stock. If your stock is correlated with the S&P 500, right? You can look at your stock and say, okay, the S&P is making higher highs. My stock is lockstep with the S&P, meaning it's got like roughly a 1 on the beta. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's roughly 1 on the beta, maybe slightly under, maybe slightly above, but it's lockstep with the S&P. So if the S&P making higher highs, my stock should be making higher highs. If the S&P making lower lows, my stock should be making lower lows. If it's not, then I could say, oh, I'm making higher highs, but the S&P not. My stock is relatively stronger than the S&P right now, right? I'm making lower lows, but the S&P is not. My stock is relatively weaker than the S&P right now. So you can use that. You can look at, if you're just a stock trader, you can look at your index that is in, right? You can look at the dollar, right? And you can use all that to support your thesis, right? If the dollar looking like is risk off, right? If the dollar risk off, then I should be making higher highs and the dollar should be making lower lows. Am I saying that right? I'll be messing that up all the time. Risk off, dollar going down, right? Risk off, I gotta look at, I messed that up all the time. Risk off, yeah, strong dollar, risk on. Okay, so risk off, strong dollar, risk on, weak dollar. So if dollar looking like risk off, I should be making lower lows and the dollar should be making higher highs on my stock. If the dollar looking like risk on, the Dollar should be making lower lows and my stock should be making higher highs. It should support what I'm thinking, right? If the S&P, right? So if the dollar showing risk off and the dollar should be going up and the S&P should be going down, right? If my stock is dropping more than the S&P, it's relative weaker than the S&P. So if I expect the S&P to drop and my stock is weaker than the S&P and the dollar showing real strong is making higher highs, then I might be wanting, yes, this is playing out with my short idea for my stock because the dollar is strong, the S&P is weak, and my stock is weaker than the S&P. So this can be working out good for my short. Flip it over if you're talking about the long side. That's the way you can use that if you don't trade futures and you only either trade stocks or trade options. Wait 30 minutes in the morning to get a lay of the land, meaning don't jump in and just start trading. Wait until at least after 10 o'clock before you start trading. I try to wait until after 9:45 before I start trading. Unless it's a news day, I try to wait until after the news, you know what I'm saying? But wait until 10 o'clock to get a lay of the land, before you start trying to do any day trading. Last thing that I wrote down so far, that I caught as a super gem was, and I didn't even know this. I caught this as a super gem when he was looking at his when he was looking at the NQ. It was about 30 minutes into the what's the name? Let me go to that video. Let me go to that video real quick so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. It was about 30 minutes into the video, right? And he said he liked to look at, because he was looking at a fair value gap, and he said, I like to look at back-to-back wicks like this and look at the consequent encroachment on both, because the market may trade back up into that, right? And this is what I wrote down. CE of wicks can act as a SIBI or a BISI, right? That's what I wrote down when he said that, right? And it was about, and let me show you what he's talking about, because I know it probably sounds weird and confusing the way I just said it. But if I show it to you on top of what I wrote, then it might make more sense. Where's the video? I got all this country Wayne stuff and cow feet. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I've been going crazy on them cow feet. I've been going crazy on them cow feet. Them cow feet got me hooked. I got to share it the other way so y'all can hear the sound. Let me share it the other way so y'all can hear the sound. ICT say y'all ain't gonna skip my ads. My ads gonna be unskippable. You hear me? Share. I need to go to Chrome tab. Yes, that's the one I want to share right there. Share that, and then add that to the screen. Hold on, let me unmute it first. Okay, is it
that initial luck, which is what it was?
I think it was round.
See how boring this stuff is? Even on days where it's low probability, it's just.
Was it around 20?
Space here. So I'm afraid sometimes.
I meant to like down the time when he said it.
January 30th at 3:30. Actually, let's leave it on here because I want you to see it run.
I want to see this open. What time is that on his clock down there? 9:50.
Let me show you.
I think it was a little bit late.
Dow. There's Dow. See how it's made a lower low? There's your model 22. Short. Sell side. We're trading into it here. ES. Let's go back to that real quick.
This might be around the time right here.
Okay.
AQ.
and buy sell stops. So that's that market efficiency paradigm that I teach in my core content lessons. Dow is just getting smashed.
No, that's not it.
On there.
Let me see if I can find
and
it. Was
NASDAQ is a little bit of a wild beast. Okay, it exaggerates its moves. And if you're wrong and you're offside,
39.
Yesterday's close to where we opened this morning at 9:30. Same time, the yesterday's close to where we.
I wish I would have wrote down the time. Okay, no. I wish I would have wrote down the time, man. I didn't write down the time.
Environment. It's still.
So now I'm getting frustrated now.
There's no reason for us to be. What just happened? Where'd that come from? That's. If you pull up your fib on that. So now we have.
Oh well. Oh wait a minute.
All of them.
Yes, it is.
Running stops or repricing to a premium report.
I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway. Anyway, he said something like,
hopefully not inspiring any of you to push a button, but because we're in this market environment, it's still inside the opening range. We have 2 more minutes.
Right, this area right here. Is this area here? So I got to get back when this candle going up right there.
That it exaggerates its moves. And if you're wrong and you're offside, you can get smashed really quick. ES is a little 29.50 on your ES.
Oh well, I can't find it. I can't find it. So I'm frustrated now. So forget it. I'm just gonna show you on a chart, right? So looking at a chart, let me see if I can find one here. Let me see if I can find. Let me go to NQ and see if I can find one here. Let me drill down. Oh, y'all can't even see that. Let me change the screen. Let me go see if I can find one and just show you. Right. So let me go to NQ. Let me go down. Let me see. Was he on 15 minute? No, it might have been on 1. Let's go to 1 minute. See if it was on 1 minute. See if I could see one. Okay, so going let's go to the morning time. Okay, around this time right here. Okay, so boom. Here we go. Around like this time here in the morning. Okay, right here. In this area, right? This is the area that he was talking about here. That's the same area. So if you notice this big down close candle right here, right? At let me spread it out so you can see it. So this 949 candle, that'll be 948 for Thinkorswim and TOS, right? It's a huge down close candle, right? Just flip it for up close, right? Huge down close candle. But then boom, you see this right here? He got overlapping wicks right here, right? It was going up, and I really want to let him say it because I don't want to mess it up. Y'all hold on, man. Y'all know how I do. I can't. NASDAQ. I know I ain't gonna be able to rest if I don't I think I'm fine. I just found it. I just found it. I just found it. Okay. I just found it now. I hit the wrong thing. You say video timestamp 2 hours and 5 minutes? This did that's he probably revisited, but this is when I saw it right here. Right? This is when I saw it right here. All right. My shit. Can y'all hear the voice? Can y'all hear him? Back it up. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear him. I know he be low, but can y'all hear him? I don't know if I should.
Turn like it's doing right here.
All right, this is when he said right here. Hopefully y'all can hear it now.
To look at the midpoint of that. So
right here. All right.
NASDAQ has a small little fair value gap right in here. But we're wild this morning, so you have to consider these wicks. And because there's 2 of them back to back, I like to look at the midpoint of that one and the midpoint of that one because it can return like it's doing right here.
Okay. If you couldn't hear what he said NASDAQ got a smaller fair value gap right there that he want to see stay open, right? But we wild this morning, so I like to look up here where we got these back-to-back wicks, right? The wicks are back-to-back, and he like to look at the midpoint of that and the midpoint of that wick where price will come back into it. So right then in my mind, I said, okay, so this right here, he's treating this right here as a SIBI, right? Because, you know, wicks are gaps. This is what's going through my head, right? Wicks are gaps. So you got these overlapping wicks. So he looking at consequent encroachment on this wick and consequent encroachment on that wick. So I'm like, okay, he looking at that to be a faux SIBI right here because of how the price action is moving, right? So I wrote CE of wicks can act as SIBI or BISI, right? So I wrote that down, and then when I look at, now let me go back and share this right here, right? And when I go back and look at the NASDAQ during that time frame right there, this is the fair value gap. He was saying that he wanted to see stay open, you know what I'm saying? But price, he was like, price is wild, so we going back up into it. And then he was like, what I like to watch is like here, he like these back-to-back wicks. He like to look at consequent encroachment on both of this. He said the midpoint, but we all know what the midpoint is. We all know the midpoint is consequent encroachment. I'm just making it big so y'all can see it, right? So consequent encroachment on this wick here, right, is 12,258. Let's just say 25, right? And then consequent encroachment on this wick right here, right, is 12,263. Let's just say 264 because it's 88, right? So let's get us a rectangle. Get us a rectangle. All right, just gonna run it over here. We'll run it over to there. And then we're gonna make that 12. We're gonna make the low 12. 258. 258.25, and we're gonna make the high 12 264, right? Boom. So now looking at it, now looking at consequent encroachment on this wick, consequent encroachment on that wick right there, right? So as you see, we wicked up above it. Yes, we wicked up above it, came up here into this up close candle, right? This up close candle is acting as an order block, right? How is it acting as the order block? Because we got a shift in sentiment, and then we got a faux fair value gap right here. We got a faux SIBI right there. We got a huge down close candle with these overlapping wicks right there with the faux SIBI. So it came back up into this order block and then sold back off. So right there, that I just thought that was a super gem when he said that about the overlapping wicks like that. And he like to look at let me close off the trim so you can see the actual wicks transparent on the trim, right? So boom, you can see the overlapping wicks like that, and he just go consequent encroachment to consequent encroachment. That's the area he watched. And then if you see right there how the bodies totally respected the inside of it, didn't even get up to consequent encroachment of that area on the bodies. On the bodies, we did wick up above it a little bit. Like I said, came into this order block based off of the faux fair value gap, but I just thought that was a gem and a half. Thanks. I've already watched those a few times. What y'all talk about inside the Discord? Oh, that was a different Discord, probably. That was a different Discord. How did that pop up? I thought I had like all my notifications turned off. Besides the Spider Gang. I thought I had all my notifications turned off besides the Spider Gang Discord. Anyway, that's the last note that I want to share with everybody who don't like to sit through. And I haven't got through the whole video yet, so that's all the notes that I got. But out of everything, the gem of the gem that I thought was that consequent encroachment of back-to-back wicks like that acting as a fair value gap. And then I see somebody said that the timestamp was later, so that must mean he went back and revisited that. He must have went back and revisited that. So I'm glad I picked up on that gem when he was saying it live. And now I got to go back and see what he said at the 2 hour and 5 minute mark. I want to go back and see what he said at the 2 hour 5 minute mark. What am I? And I'm not in it. Wow. What are you talking about? You got to yes, I got a Discord. And if you be on my lives, like my real friends that be on my lives, they know that I got a Discord, and they know that the Discord was only open for 100 people, and they know when it was, and they were able to get in. And now they know that the community is growing on its own. And I don't run the Discord. It's other people that run it. Now they making it be a beautiful community, everything that I ever wanted to be a part of, mainly because you're not in it. And then now they're putting it to a vote as if they want to let even more people come in. But guess what? You probably won't be in because they're only allowing nice, humble, communicatable people in there. And you are unfriended. Hey, man, let's say something about the price action before I get out of here. I done been on here 33 minutes sharing notes and stuff like that. I said I was going to try to keep it down to 30 minutes. Today, it wasn't a difficult day to trade, but it wasn't an easy day to trade, at least for the morning session. I don't look at afternoon session, so I can't speak on the afternoon session. In the morning, it wasn't difficult to trade, but it wasn't like easy, right? So, and what I mean by that is we had a lot of divergence in the morning. We talked about that. I actually was trying to go back through the ICT live stream and trying to hear something. I had the live one playing through my phone for the Spider Gang, and I'm trimming back through my headphones on, trying to verify the time. I mean, the level that he said, when I could have just blew the screen up and saw it on there. And while I was doing that, I missed the trade entry for the short trade. Where we had outlined this fair value gap to the downside, being the target down here. And I missed the short trade listening to ICT. But looking at today on, let's just go down. We're going to go down to a 5-minute chart to give us as much detail as possible without having to go all the way to the 1 minute, right? So when the market opened up, it was a classic power three to the downside day. We opened up, we pushed up above the opening at 9:30, right? And then went back up to this bearish fair value gap and this bearish volume imbalance, went up to it right at Friday's low, right? We went right there at Friday's low, and what else is over there. Let's see if there's anything else over there. Let me check my other screen where I be having stuff sitting back there. Okay. No, that's higher. Okay. So and put this back over there. So that's it for that spot right there. Boom. Boom. Got it. Get it. Okay, so we push back up into that, and then we sold off for the rest of the day. So that's your power of 3. Well, you know what I'm saying? We accumulated right here, going up above the New York Open. That's the manipulation move to the upside, and then drop down, right? And if you go further back in time, you know what I'm saying? We was coming, dilly-dallying. We pushed down here. Nice Judas swing here, right? Pushed up and then sold off, right? You came down, hit them with the Judas swing, went above midnight, and then sold off, right? That's your power of 3 coming all the way back from the London through the Asian into London, and then it gave you another power of 3 move during the New York, right? You're gonna move up above the opening time, opening time, not the. So during the London, we went back above the midnight open, right? With the Judas swing up there, bust you in the head, take you on down, right? Lured people in to go long here, right? Right? Got them happy, then came back down and killed them. Lured people, lured people into going long here, took them out. Matter of fact, over here, you lured people to go short here, and then took them out, and then came back and took out the people that went long. Deadly Judas swing over there, right? And then over here in New York, we went up above the New York Open here, pushed up above, then came back down, sold off for the rest of the day. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution at New York, accumulation, manipulation, distribution at the London, right? Then close down at or near the lows on the day. All right. So on the 5-minute chart, looking at it, we pushed up into, like I said, that fair value gap, the volume imbalance right at Friday's low. Pushed back down, got a breaking market structure to the downside, left this fair value gap open right there. So boom, there you go, acting as a breakaway gap on the 5-minute. Push down. As you see, opposite color candles are supporting the move. This up close candle stop price from going up. This up close candle stop price from going up, right? These up close candles over here stop price from going up. All day long, the up close candles are supporting the move, right? We got up above a little bit here, but stayed within the wick of that one there, right? Came up to around consequent encroachment there. The up close candles supporting the price of the move all day long. So just a classic power 3 trend day, right? The opposite color candles supporting price, supporting the move of price, right? And when I say supporting price, yes, I know it's resisting the price, but it's supporting the move of the price. It's a down move, so the opposite color candle is supporting that trend. It's keeping it moving down. If it was an uptrend, the down close candles would be supporting the trend, pushing it up. So all of the up close candles was keeping price down today. We on 5 minutes, like I say, we left that at the breakaway gap there, came down, pushed back up close candle supported price. Had got a breaking market structure again here, fair value gap. That's a nice fair value gap entry. Also, an order block entry on this 1045, 1040 candle for Thinkorswim TOS. On this 1025, 1020 candle, a nice fair value gap entry for the short. The 1045, 1040 candle, nice order block entry for the short. Melting down. Rest of it really dilly-dally. I see nothing of interest on the 5-minute up in here, anywhere up in here that I would be chomping at the bit to get. This is the only area right here with this with these moves down, like this this heavy move. That's the pang-out. That's the only pang-out I see right there, right? So you got the pang-out, you got a fair value gap, and you got an order block entry off of that pang-out right there. So those are the only entries that I see that I will be interested on the downside for the morning session on the 5-minute chart, right? Translate this over to any chart that you watch. The way I do it, I look for the aggressive move, aka the pang-out, and then I look for a retrace or a pullback to my preferred PDA. My preferred PDA is the fair value gap. That's what I look for first, but I also look for all the other PD arrays, right? You got an order block there, you got a fair value gap there. So I look for all of them, but my preferred is the fair value gap. Look for the pang-out, wait for the retrace or the pullback back to your what's the name? And if you're looking at this right here, you say, oh, Tim, this whole move right there, that entry is in the discount. I'm very glad you picked that out. But this entry wouldn't have been based off this whole move. You see, you got this move up, this move up, this move, right? You got 3 separate moves in this price leg right here, right? Make sure y'all can see that. Yes. You got this price leg right here. Because I know somebody like Tim, you say you always want to sell in the discount. I mean, selling the premium, buying a discount, but that area right there is in the discount of this entire price leg right here, right? I'm glad you picked that out. You are a fine student for picking that out right there, right? So now that we got that highlighted, let's remove the outline, transparent, boom. Now, right, we got 3 set. You got a down move, then an up move. That's one piece of the leg. A down move, then an up move. That's 2 pieces of the leg. A down move, right? That's the 3rd piece of the leg, right? For the entire price leg, right? Equilibrium, you wouldn't want to go short until it got back up here to this first fair value gap, looking at the entire price leg, right? But when the price makes a move like this, then it comes back up, right? Right? It come back up. We came back up like 50% of that price leg. Even if we ain't go 50%, if we get that move up like that and we get a nice move down like we did here, got a nice move down on the next candle, and then we made a price move back up again, right? That's another piece of the price leg, right? That's another piece of the price leg, right? And we leave no imbalance in this section of the price leg right there. That section of the price leg is a balanced price range when this happens, right? So you got all these overlapping candles and overlapping wicks. There's no area with any kind of imbalance in there. So on this 10-15, 10-10 candle on Thinkorswim and TradingView, when we get that bang out to the downside, leaving that area, now that's saying this piece of price action right here is balanced. The algo has no reason to go back there right now. So then that's when you turn your attention to the last piece of the price leg that has the only imbalance right there. And you can feel safe going short there, because if you run a fib on that last piece of the price leg coming from VAR down to the low, right? VAR, right? That fair value gap is in the premium. That fair value gap is in the premium. So just want to point that out for anybody who was like, man, that way at the bottom of the move, and that's how you can that's how you can trade that. Appreciate you for pulling up, Mark. That's it, man. Been on here for 45 minutes. I said I was gonna keep it to 30. Disrespectful, you want, man. What? Today is his birthday. Today is birthday. I'm about to call that joker when I get off live. Tim, I just joined the Spider Gang. I have access to everything but the Discord. How do I get access? We wait. You see what Robson just said? We waiting on everybody to finish voting. We waiting on. Robson said the poll gonna be open till 2024. So the Discord won't be open again to 2024. Now, in all seriousness, Linda, when I created the Discord because I stopped using Instagram. I stopped because my primary platform to reach out to people was on Instagram. I stopped using Instagram because I was sick of it. And so I created a Discord and I said, hey, I'm opening up a Discord. I let 100 people in. I'm not going to be doing that in there for real. This is just my way of reaching out to y'all real quick if I want to go live on a whim, if I got a thought I want to share real quick. And I was like, I won't never share nothing in the Discord that I don't share on my YouTube. But the Discord is a way for me to let y'all know, hey, I'm going live. Because I don't expect people to be having a notifications on, oh, Tim going live. I don't expect that. So I created a Discord for that purpose. Then we had a couple members. Well, we had one member in particular that reached out to me and said, hey, I got some ideas for the Discord. And so, hey, I gave her full reign to do what she want. That was Angela. And then we had another member, Robinson, that said, hey, I got some ideas. Gave him full reign to do what he wants. So now they've made the Discord community into something that I only wished it to be. But I was too lazy to build it. I ain't going to hold you. I was too lazy to build it, too lazy to upkeep it. You hear me? But they turned it into something that I always wished it would be. I initially said it's only going to be 100 people. So I put a vote out to say, hey, I asked the question, do y'all feel like we should open it up for more people? And one of the members was like, hey, maybe we can open it up to the YouTube channel members to let them in for people who join the channel membership. So I put out the poll. I said, hey, y'all vote to see if y'all want me to open it up to all the current channel members and all the future channel members to give them access to the Discord, right? So now the poll is up there. We have 56 members, I think, but only like 37 people voted. And I know that the remaining people will not sway the outcome anyway because of the way it is, but until everybody votes, I will not, because I said it's only going to be 100 people. So if y'all want it to be more than 100 people, if y'all want more people to be able to come in who join the channel memberships, y'all need to vote. Because I'm a man of my word. I said 100. That's it. I said 100. Now, I'm not a dictator. If y'all want it to grow, it's y'all community. Y'all the ones who running it. Everybody need to vote. When everybody vote, then we gonna go with the results of the vote. And I don't care that the rest of the votes ain't gonna sway nothing. Everybody need to vote. No, we just need the I just need the people that's in there now to vote. I just need the people in there now to vote. Because I know how many people in there. I know it was 52 people in there. 54. It was either 52 or 54 people in there when we started it. Right? So we only got 37 votes. And welcome to the gang, Linda. You can vote me out. I don't care. Vote me out. Kick me out of the Discord. I ain't trying to add more seats. Welcome, Linda. Welcome. So your fellow Spider Gang, because I can't see who voted and who hasn't. I can't see who voted and who hasn't. I just know how many people we had. It was roughly 52 or 54 people. Because I remember we had 50%, and Robinson was like, your math ain't math, and that ain't 50%. I was like, it's close enough for government work because you round up when it comes to percentages, right? And then I said, you know what? We're going to get everybody need to vote. Everybody need to vote. Hey, man, that's it. That's all I got. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay, so tomorrow is Wednesday. I will be going live. I'm assuming ICT is going to be going live also. If you want to tap into his lives, I encourage everybody to tap into ICT lives. I find value in them. If you want to learn how to read the price on 1 minute candles based off of higher time frame biases and thesis and looking at other markets, I think it's a valuable asset. Is it asset the word I'm looking for? I think it has value. I appreciate everybody that continue to pull up on the live with me, because I go through, I look at it, I do my shout out Father of Legends. Shout out Father of Legends. I know it ain't March yet. I ain't trying to step on Marcia shine. I shouted out Marcia for, being the Spider Gang member of the month, coming through with a hard hitting input, the hard hitting price reading, like technical science input. But I just want to shout out Father of Legends, because he been coming with the hard hitting input, man. He been coming with the hard hitting input. He been looking at the same stuff I'm looking at, the same stuff ICT looking at. When I say the same, not the exact tick for tick, but the same direction, the same concept, the same thoughts. Shout out Father and Legends. Me and him, DM'd about some stuff in his own personal trading journey. It's just a well-rounded dude when it comes to trading mindset, reading the price. Shout out Father Legends, man. Shout out Father Legends. And I had to say it right now because it's on my mind and I might forget. And again, not stepping on Marcia shine. I said Marcia was the Spider Gang member of the month for the hard-hitting info. But Father Legends, salute Father Legends. I ain't even gonna do it Spider Gang member of the month. Whenever somebody impress me, I'm just gonna shout them out. You hear me? Hey man, that's it, man. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can say today. If your loved ones are still here with us, I just was on Instagram scrolling today and I saw Kev on stage posted something about missing his brother. His brother passed away. And I was like, great day in the morning. It just always hit me when I see people talk about losing loved ones, because I know that sting of losing loved ones, especially when you lose a loved one and things wasn't quite right. It hurt when you lose a loved one when things was just Gucci, but it hit a little bit different when things wasn't quite right, because you live with that regret. You can't go back and fix it. So don't put out till tomorrow what you can say today, man. When you talk to your loved ones, talk to them in their love language. Don't just say it. Don't just show it. Say it, show it, and confirm it. And then when you speak in their love language so that they can receive that love that you're trying to give to them. Don't be like little Timmy Rogers and thinking he doing everything as the greatest father in the whole wide world. And then his sons running around here sweating bullets thinking they got to get out the house at 18. And I'm like, who made you feel like that? The way I was showing, what I was showing was saying something totally different than what I thought I was showing and what I was thinking. Don't just say it. Don't just show it. Say it, show it, then confirm it. So that you can, you know what I'm saying, know that we're communicating the way each other need to do this. Do it with your spouse, do it with your parents, do it with your kids, do it with your friends, do it with everybody, man, because ain't nobody promised tomorrow. You hear me? Ain't nobody promised tomorrow. Not me, not you, not him over there, not her over there, not they over there. Nobody is promised tomorrow. Tell the people that you love them today. Call your parents if your parents still here. Call your grown kids. Go in the other room, hug your kids, kiss your kids, tell your kids you love them, kiss your spouse, hug your spouse, tell them you love them. If you got them little fuzzy little pet, them furry little pets you love, go over there and tell them you love them. Hello, Jasper. I love you, Jasper. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me all the time, man. I see y'all in the morning at 9 a.m. East Standard Time for the overnight price action. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. Gone.